high-level panel of discussants, which was held a few days ago at the African Economic Conference. That conference actually focused on development of Africa's industrial manufacturing under the new Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, or the AFCFTA. Now, that panel was headlined by the AFDB's chief economist, as well as the Minister of Trade and Industry of Ethiopia, among others. Let's take a listen to that.
Why manufacturing industry is not developed in Africa is because of lack of adequate infrastructure. So we invested huge amount of investment on the infrastructure, especially power, railway, and road, because it is a logistic cost and the energy cost that makes the determinant in the manufacturing industry sector. So we invested huge amount of money in the infrastructure sector. One of the initiative is the power, the energy, and also the logistics sector. We try to expand and promote the airlines. As you know very well, Ethiopian Airlines is one of the African carrier. So we try to promote air service, and we try to also develop linkage with the ports through road and railway. So this will make the manufacturing industry more competent in the country. The other one is the industrial park and special economic zone. We built 22 state-of-the-art industry parks and also special economic zone, so as to enhance and support through infrastructure and better service for the manufacturing industry. So this is one of the good initiatives that we have. And the other one is focusing on light manufacturing. In Africa, one of the good competitive and comparative advantage that we have is focusing on the manufacturing industry, who are going to create much more employment opportunity. So light industries like textile and garment and laser are a good opportunity for us to create more employment opportunity. So one of the initiatives that we took is focusing on light manufacturing. The other one is agricultural industrialization. There should be a transformation in the agriculture sector through supporting and linking with industrialization. So integrated agro-industry parks are one of the way to enhance the smallholder farmers to link with industrialization and urbanization as a whole. So this is one of the initiatives that we are doing. The other one is strengthening local value chain. This is very important. Small and medium enterprise will get a good benefit through having a better supply chain linkage. Without having a supply chain linkage, small and medium enterprise will not have an advantage to grow. So this is also one of the initiatives that we are following.
So we need to ensure that intra-Africa trade will not just be trade in commodities, as we have been seeing with regard to how Africa's trade, the composition of Africa's trade has been. We need to refocus efforts in terms of building the manufacturing capacity of countries. And to do that, we also need to focus a lot more on what has been rehashed by all the speakers in the opening session, and also the intervention by the Honorable Minister here in terms of investing heavily in the areas of infrastructure. And here I classify infrastructure into two types. One, the hard infrastructure, the roads, the railways, the airlines, the seaports and other things that allow for the logistics of trade and movement of raw materials, inputs into manufacturing industries, and then also moving goods to markets. So having that investment accelerated on the continent will help a lot in improving the factors of production, factor productivity, and also the competitiveness of industrially manufactured goods on the continent, so that we can trade not only within Africa, but also look for export-oriented industrialization. But also one aspect which has often been not focused on a lot is the soft infrastructure, the knowledge capacity, the institutions, the governance capacity that helps to de-risk the environment and be able to allow to crowd in investments into the continent and also retain investors' interest in building these industries that we are thinking through in this meeting. But of course, one of the key roles for ACFTA is the intra-regional trade facilitation. And that will also remain a very important aspect with regard to looking into practical aspects of how to reduce the cost of trade within countries. If you are moving goods from Cote d'Ivoire to Nigeria on the road, even if you moved an empty container, you will likely pay so much of non-trade tariffs along the road, informal tariffs that you have to encounter. And that just makes the trade between countries much more difficult. So, and to address this, we need to focus on improving the capacity of our, border agencies, the customs, and other agencies that control the movement of goods and people between countries, practically trying to ensure that we remove some of those non-tariff barriers.
For us as UNDP, therefore, we believe that governments should be at the forefront of fixing the infrastructure question. But of course, there is also room for partners. And this is where on innovation, for instance, UNDP, we have deployed across the continent about 37 accelerator labs